Hi everyone, I'm your code buddy. Welcome to my channel. This is our first video, and I'm going to make web development feel simple. If you've never coded before, you're in the right place. In the next few videos, we'll learn how websites are made using three things: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Think of a website like a house. HTML is the structure of the house. CSS is the design and style. JavaScript is the electricity and the behavior. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand what each one does, and you'll be ready to start building your first web page. Let's begin. First, what is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. But don't worry about the big words. HTML is simply the language that gives a web page its structure. It tells the browser what is a heading, what is a paragraph, what is a button, what is a link, what is an image. Without HTML, a web page has no organized content. It's like having words with no layout. Now let me explain how a browser uses HTML. When you type a website address and press enter, the browser downloads HTML. Then the browser reads that HTML from top to bottom, and it builds a page you can see. HTML is made of tags. Tags look like this: less than sign, a word, and then a greater than sign. For example, H1. That tag creates a main heading. P creates a paragraph. A creates a link. And button creates a button. Most tags have an opening tag and a closing tag. The closing tag looks the same, but it has a slash, so the browser knows where the content is. For example, H1 welcome /H1. That creates a heading that says welcome. Here is a tiny example of HTML. We have a heading, then a paragraph, then a link. That's it. Just by using tags, we create structure. Now let's talk about something very important: semantic HTML. Semantic means meaningful. It means we use tags that describe what the content is, not just how it looks. For example, header is the top part of the page. Nav is the navigation menu. Main is the main content. Section is a group of related content. Footer is the bottom area. When we use these tags, the page becomes easier to understand. For the browser, for search engines like Google, and for accessibility tools like screen readers. So semantic HTML is a big deal, even if you are a beginner. Now, HTML creates structure, but it does not make things look beautiful. That's where CSS comes in. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. CSS controls the appearance of your web page. It controls colors, fonts, spacing, borders, alignment, layout, and responsiveness on mobile. If HTML is the skeleton, CSS is the skin and clothing. Let's understand CSS in a simple way. CSS is written using rules. A rule has two parts: the selector and the styles. The selector chooses what you want to style. For example, H1. That means style the heading. Then inside curly braces, we write properties and values. For example, color :blue. Font size :40 pixels. That means the heading becomes blue and larger. So CSS is basically saying, select this thing and apply these styles. Now, where does CSS live? There are three common ways. 1. Inline CSS. That means style written directly inside an HTML tag. 2. Internal CSS. That means style written inside a style tag in the HTML file. 3. External CSS. That means a separate file, like styles.css. And this is the best and most professional approach, because your HTML stays clean and your CSS stays organized. Now there are some CSS ideas you must understand early. The first is the box model. Every element on a page is a rectangle, like a box. That box has content. Then padding, which is space inside the box. Then border, the edge. Then margin, which is space outside the box. If you understand the box model, CSS becomes much easier. The second big idea is layout. Modern websites use Flexbox and Grid. Flexbox helps align items in a row or a column. Grid helps build two-dimensional layouts, like rows and columns. You don't need to master them today, but you should know they exist, and we will learn them step by step. The third big idea is responsive design. Responsive means the website looks good on phones, tablets, and desktops. CSS gives us media queries to do that, so we can apply different styles based on screen size. Now you understand HTML and CSS. But most websites today are not just static pages. They are interactive. They respond when you click. They show and hide things. They fetch data from the internet. They validate forms. That's where JavaScript comes in. JavaScript is the programming language of the web. JavaScript makes websites dynamic. It can change HTML content. It can change CSS styles. It can listen to user actions, like clicks and typing. And it can communicate with servers to load data. If HTML is structure and CSS is style, then JavaScript is behavior. Let's make JavaScript simple. JavaScript is written as instructions. The browser reads those instructions and executes them. For example, when someone clicks a button, run this code, change this text, or show a message. Now let's talk about how JavaScript connects to HTML. In HTML, we can link a JavaScript file like this. Script, source equals app.js, and defer. Defer means wait until the HTML is loaded, then run the JavaScript. This is the safest, beginner-friendly way. Now, in JavaScript, we commonly do three things. Number 1, select an element from the page. For example, select a button. Number 2, listen for an event, like a click. Number 3, change something, like text or color. This is the core of front-end development, and you will learn it with simple projects. Now let's zoom out and understand the big picture. When you build a website, the flow is: first, you build the structure with HTML. Second, you style it with CSS. Third, you add interactivity with JavaScript. And that's the foundation. Once you understand these three, you can learn modern frameworks like React or Next.js much easier, because frameworks are built on top of these basics. So if you are starting from zero, this is the correct path. Now what should you do next? Here's your beginner plan. Step 1. Install Visual Studio Code. This is the editor we will use. Step 2. Create a folder on your computer called Web Fundamentals. Step 3. Create an index.html file inside it. Step 4. Open it in the browser. And that's your first web page. In the next video, we will build your first real HTML page. We will create a clean structure. We will use headings, paragraphs, links, and images. We will also use semantic tags like header, nav, main, and footer. And I'll show you how to preview your page instantly while you code. And if you want to learn fast, don't just watch. Pause the video and type with me. That's how you become confident. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.